All right. So I do have a bit of sad news. So Mr. Amitabh Kant, who is the G20 Sherpa of India, was supposed to join us this evening, but unfortunately he's unable to make it. We were just chatting with him and his team in the last hour. However, we do have another speaker for you just to close here. So, as I said at the beginning, the why are we doing this conference here at Stanford? Why Stanford? So many India conferences happen on the East Coast. People think of public policy, they think of Washington, D.C., they think of New York. But why are we doing it at Stanford? Across all the speakers today, I would say one of the biggest themes that we've learned is that India's growth, the US-India partnerships growth is really driven by technology and a commitment to innovation across technological frontiers. Stanford, as I'm sure my fellow Stanford students know, everywhere from the medical school to Memorial Church, we are taught that technology and the innovation of technology is how we deliver the best for humanity. That's what Stanford is known for, and that's what Stanford will continue to do. Stanford and how India is growing right now have a very aligned mission. And as of this morning, one of our table topic leaders who flew all the way from India just for this event, I don't know when the last time he slept is. He landed at 6 a.m. this morning. He's really an exemplar of this. He's really an exemplar of this. He works in healthcare. His name is Dr. Vishal Rao. I think some of you had the fortune of sitting with him at lunch. But he is so Dr. Vishal Rao is the country director of the Head, Neck, Surgical Oncology and Robotic Surgery Institute in Bangalore. He's also the dean at the Center of Academics and Research for the HCG Group, the Health Center for Bangalore. So we're gonna, just to wrap up, we're gonna show a small story of his, some of the innovation that he's been working on. And the reason we chose this story is because I think it encapsulates what not only this conference is about, not only what SciPEC is about, but what the U.S.-India partnership is really about. So we'll get that small video up, and we'll have a couple of minutes of comments by him, and then we'll do our closing. So thank you all for being here.
Well, it's strange to know that we don't speak through our throats. We speak through our brain. The brain is the one that modulates speech. The brain is the one that coordinates speech. It is the one that creates sounds together and then instructs the rest of the parts, like the throat, the voice box, to actually vibrate in a particular way so that sound is generated. I always thought speech and communication are not only a basic tenet that sustains life force, but also a right to freedom, to dignity, to justice, and a right to peace. Currently, the prostheses which are available are costing anywhere between 20 to 45,000. We've made a very simple device at just rupees 50, less than $1. So we worked for about 2 years with physicists, engineers, material experts. At the end of 2 years, we came up with this device that actually helps patients speak after they have lost their voice box. Do you feel happy that you're able to speak now?
Yeah, because at one point of time I thought I'll never improve.
Do you feel hopeful?
Not when I come to him, after I meet him and go. I feel very hopeful, I feel very happy. Just look at him. I am one of his success stories.
Yeah. I'm one of his success stories. He's one of my success stories. So we both share a story here. This is a very basic principles of physics, that wherever through which air passes, if there is an obstruction, it creates sound. For example, I'm blowing, if there's no obstruction, there's no sound. Whereas, if there's obstruction, there will be sound. So, through this prosthesis, air is sent from the lung into the food pipe, and the food pipe vibrates and behaves like a normal voice box and cheats the brain, and the brain gives instructions to the food pipe to speak again.
Oh, Sabe, डालने के पैसा रखने का वरद डालने को 50 50,000 70 हमारा लोग आदमी को डालने का पैसा भी बहुत सही बेंगलोर में उन्होंने डाले हमारे सारा आदमी गरीब आदमी को साफ हो किया 50 रुपए का
The point in science is that science should not only remain a hope for the future. It should serve the present, it should serve the needy, and it should become accessible. Only then will science become complete.
And we're back in third quarter planning. Adams is quarterbacking this project, and she's looking pretty tired.
So as we just saw, that inspired. I'll now invite the man himself, who sort of encapsulates everything that we're trying to do here at SciPec, to be our closing speaker, Dr. Vishal Rao.
Thank you, Arman, and thank you, Anurag. I don't know where's Anurag here. There's Anurag. Okay, thank you, Anurag, for bringing me over here, and thank you for all the organizers for this wonderful event. I want to just give you a very quick closing remark, and I've been very inspired today, and I must first of all tell you all that in this Stanford India Dialogue, I've seen the leaders of tomorrow right here. That's the SciPec team. I would like all of you all to give a round of applause to all the people over here. My sincere words of appreciation and gratitude to the entire team of SciPec for pulling this off. I must tell you, I learned a lot, and so must have all the speakers who have come and spoken also. And what I was sharing with Anurag and Arman was the most brilliant thing that I saw today was that all the speakers shed off their I would say their inhibitions. It was the most genuine thoughts that I saw from and heard from speakers. And it was so beautiful to see this, that when they spoke to the next generation, they did not give you a world which was I think biased or had some kind of I would say some kind of censored perspective. I think it was a very candid dialogue that they've shown, and that's powerful. That's a real powerful medium that you've created here. And that's what the leaders of tomorrow will need. They'll need the truth. They will need to have a particular perspective that's going to be helping you make informed decisions. And that reminds me of a very beautiful thing that Justice M.N. Venkatachalaya told me, the former Chief Justice of India. I went to him back with this voice box and I was showing it to him and I was talking to him. He told me something very beautiful, and I'll close with that. He said, India's idea of progress should not be looked by the limited milestones of GDP alone, but should be looked beyond that. And he said, Vishal, if this country were to be looked only under the perspective of milestones of GDP, we'd rather give this country to pirates and smugglers. They'll run GDP better than politicians. The perspective of India should go beyond GDP, and that should be really countered through the expansion of freedom. And I must tell you all that SciPec team here today has pulled this off, that both sides, you have actually brought about a dialogue that expands freedom and expands freedom in every walk. I saw it in economy, I saw it in health, I saw it in media, I saw it in every aspect, that it has expanded the overall power of thinking, the power of truth, the power of actually looking at what the leaders of tomorrow should be thinking about today. And for India, for Stanford. And he gave me a very interesting story. He said, if 3 doctors every day go from the house to the hospital, the GDP is low. And if the same 3 doctors buy a brand new Mercedes and drive it, the GDP is better. And if all the 3 doctors on the way to the hospital die in an accident, the GDP may be the best. So GDP may be a limited milestone to assess progress. And today's entire program, I've sat through the entire sessions, was phenomenal. Again, congratulations to the entire SciPec team for pulling this off. I'm sure more such programs is going to beneficial not only the countries but globally. I think the philosophies brought out here was so powerful that this is going to have the power to change the world. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Bye-bye.
You guys are probably tired of seeing this now, but we're going to do our SciPec tradition one last time. So this is for you, my friend. Thank you so much. All right, let's give him one more round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so to wrap up, we'll just do a final round of thank yous. So the first person I want to thank, her name is already on our slide, on pretty much every one of our slides, and she also was a great panelist for us earlier today when we were talking about the diaspora, Miss Asha Jada Motwani. Thank you so much for supporting us. Yeah, and the next person I want to thank outside of SciPec, I mentioned a little bit about him at the beginning, but I don't think that was enough. So we have another member of the community who's gonna recognize him. So Professor Anurag Mairal has, I don't think I could, in the time I have left, explain how much he's done for our club. This club, this conference, this amazing team would not be here without his mentorship. Not only for the club, but he's been a great personal friend and mentor to myself from everything from how I think about classes to how I think about career. He's had us over at his house for Diwali. He's had us, I've TA'd for him. He's really just been, at least for myself, he's been a hallmark of my Stanford experience and a relationship that I will forever treasure. So to recognize him, we have Mr. Ajay Bhutoria, who's presenting him with an award, actually. Mr. Ajay Bhutoria is President Biden's AAPI Council Affairs leader. And he'll be recognizing Professor Anurag Mairal a little bit more formally. So, Mr. Bhutoria, stage is all yours.
Thank you, Arman. Let's give a big round of applause for Arman and the whole SciPec team. You know, it's such a great to meet some of you, and I, thank you, Anurag, for inviting me here today. I mean, I've known Dr. Anurag for many years, and as president of SEWA and Director of Global Outreach at Stanford Biodesign Center, Anurag has made significant contribution to the society for decades. Dr. Anurag Mairal's remarkable contribution through SEWA and Stanford reflect a harmonious integration of community service, disaster response, education, and global healthcare advancement, and building stronger India-US relationship. So his decades of dedicated service, coupled with a rich professional background, showcases an individual whose impact extends for beyond local boundaries, positively influencing people and communities here in Bay Area and people all over the world. Anurag, we are proud to have you. So Anurag, could you please join us? And I would like to invite Asha ji. So I have with me Presidential Volunteer Service Award. The award comes with a beautiful gold medal, which says the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. It also comes a letter from President Joe Biden from the White House. And it also comes with a certificate, but it had a typo. So Anurag will get the certificate and bring it to you. I'll just read a few lines from the letter. The letter is signed by President Biden. The American story depends not on any one of us, not on some of us, but on all of us. I congratulate you on taking it upon yourself to contribute to the public good, and I'm proud to present you with the President's Gold Volunteer Service Award in recognition of your decades and hours of service to this great nation. Last paragraph. On behalf of the American people, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to you for your volunteer leadership, and I encourage you to continue to answer the call to serve. The country is counting on you. I'll request Asaji.
So I actually want to say a few words. And so number one, I wanted to thank Anurag and the SciPac team for putting this together. And it's been just such a treat being here the whole day and seeing stellar speakers and all of you so energized. This tells me that we are at the cusp of a much bigger revolution that's happening in terms of India's presence in the United States and the US-India partnership. I just want to request the SciPac people, all of you, to please, let's brainstorm for next year. We must do it very, very seriously. And, I heard from Amitabh Kant and various people that we might be able to get the Prime Minister here. If so, this would be huge. It would be a game changer for Silicon Valley. So thank you for, once again, thank you. And what a stellar team we have here.
Can we do a group picture, everybody? Can we have everybody here for a group picture? All of you remain till the very last minute. We have the photographer. We can turn off the projector. Or should we stand down? So let's stand down. Yeah, keep the slide. Exactly. So let's stand down then. SciPac team all stands at the back, and we could, but please come on over. Again, guys, SciPac team, amazing job, brilliantly done. Through Ashaji's generous support and your hard work and everybody's participation. This has been a great event. Well done.